Good morning. This is Judge Alyssa Perez presiding over the 210th District Court Criminal Docket for May 11th, 2023. All matters being heard today are being heard in accordance with all emergency orders and directives regarding COVID-19. In addition to that, we are streaming all matters live via YouTube for public viewing. Mr. Marufo, would you call our next case, please?
Towards the bottom of page 4, Judge. In cause number 2022-0D03570, State of Texas versus Abraham Armendariz. Announcement of council, please.
Alyssa for the state. State is ready.
Alex Shawala for Mr. Armendariz. We're ready.
And we're set for final hearing plea deadline. Did we have a rec on this one?
Judge, currently the rec is assault bodily injury, credit for time served. I have received new information regarding a witness, and there are still some files that we cannot open. So I talked to Mr. Shawala yesterday, and we both agreed that we would be requesting more time if the court would be willing to grant it.
This is the first trial setting, no?
That's correct, Judge, and my client is not in custody, so we're in agreement with that.
Okay, Mr. Marufo, did Mr. Armendariz check in this week?
Yes, Judge, and he's been trying to check in, log in, but he keeps logging back out.
Okay.
But yes.
All right. Then without there being any other constraints, I'll just give you our regular next trial setting. So we'll get you some dates in the interim. I'm hearing that Odyssey is having a ton of issues right now, so bear with us in terms of getting your settings, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Very good, Judge.
All right, y'all
Thank
take care. Thank you, Mr. Schwala. Who's next?
Judge.
Staying on page 4, Judge. In cause number 2021-0D00743 and 2020-0D06119, State of Texas versus Kyla Mendola. Announcement of council, please.
Alyssa for the state. State is ready.
Good morning, Your Honor. Jesus Felias and Ms. Mendiola were ready on both cases.
And Ms. Mendiola is in custody. We were set for probation status hearings. I believe we had one just a few weeks ago. Carla, can you get me, was she an absconder? Did we pick up a new case? What was the situation with Ms. Mendiola?
She absconded, Judge, but doesn't look like she picked up a new case.
Okay, great. I'm still sorting through a ton of emails. So Carla, can you give me the what we're talking about in terms of not reporting?
Your Honor, good morning. If I may, Ms. Mendiola was arrested on August 4th, 2022. During that time, this was brought up to the court's attention. The cases were pending, and the court ordered for Ms. Mendiola to serve ACOP days. Come November 2022, she failed to turn herself in for the ACOP days. That's where a bench warrant was issued. To date, Your Honor, those pending charges were declined by the DA's office as of 4/2023. We do have a motion filed. When she failed to turn herself in for the ACOP days, that's when she started failing to report. So effective November 22 through March 2023 is when she failed to report to probation. She had a bench warrant at the time, and she's been in custody as of, I'm sorry.
I'm showing about 30 days, I guess, from the time.
Like 4/25, if I'm not mistaken.
So were we at time on Ms. Mendiola? I feel like there was a lot of non-compliance with her. So
The state was thinking of revoking the time, Your Honor.
Mr. Olivas, what's going on with Ms. Mendiola?
Well, on her behalf, Judge, I mean, seriously, that was the most egregious thing, was not reporting. She picked up a POM, which is no big deal. I know this court is pretty lenient on her failure to do the community service hours. But most importantly, Judge, I got a 1622 indicated that she has bipolar disorder and depression, and that may be playing into her.
Was she on a mental health caseload, Carla?
No, Your Honor, not at the time.
Yeah, I thought we knew something about that. I'm looking at 1622.
She was pending, Your Honor. She was pending. She did go through the TAP assessment, which no services were recommended. However, she was referred, and she was court ordered to be screened. She had pending EHN appointments. She did attend an appointment back in October 25th, 2022. She did go to that EHN appointment. But thereafter, that's when all the failure to report started and. there
So
was
in
no-
October, she went to the EHN appointment. Was there anything that resulted from that? Because I think that's when her absconding starts.
No, Your Honor.
What did
Not
they
at
do at the, what did they do at the EHN appointment?
It just claims, Your Honor, for her to continue, but there was no follow-up or anything since she didn't report anymore.
So what can we do in terms of screening while she's in custody?
I can ask the officer, Your Honor, if they can screen her. If there's something that can be done.
Or if the court would like, I could file a motion for competency, but I don't think she's not incompetent, Judge. It's just has
No.
issues.
Yeah. So we need to get her a mental health screening while she's in custody to see if we can come up with a plan to stabilize her so that I can decide whether we just want to send her to TDC or look for some alternate treatment here. I'm kind of not understanding how we didn't have her because I feel like that mental health angle was there. So if we failed to capture that, we're going to capture it now. I think we've had a couple of cases where these screenings are not happening very quickly. So let's get her screened immediately and we're going to come back in 2 weeks. I would like that to be at the jail docket. So we're looking at let's do May 30th at 3 p.m. Does she have any? Let me get out of here. Does she have future settings? We have her down for the pre-revel on 5/25. Myrna, let's change that to a pre-revel for that May 30th, 3 p.m. setting, okay? That'll be our new setting. And, you know, with the idea that we will have her screened in the jail for mental health services or some type of plan, see if she needs meds. I see there are diagnoses, so let's go that route. And if we can modify her to something that will help her be successful, I'm open to that. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All righty. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too. Who's next?
Staying on page 5, Judge.
Mhm.
In cause number 2023-0D02104, State of Texas versus Daniel Montoya. Announcement of council, please.
Eliana Lizalde for the state. State is ready.
Mr. Darnell, are you there?
Give me one second. Your Honor, I'm sorry, I'm finishing up a protective order hearing. Can I,
We'll come back to you. We'll come back to you.
thank you, sorry.
Thanks. No worries. Next.
Staying on page 5, Judge. In cause number 2022-0D02012, State of Texas versus Benjamin Enriquez. Announcement of council, please.
Eliana Lizalde for the state. State is ready. You're muted, right?
Thank you. Good morning. Rick Huffman on behalf of Mr. Enriquez.
Is Mr. Enriquez present?
Judge,
Judge,
I don't know, Your Honor, and we did get the order appointing. For some reason, they did not open up a case on our end. And so this wasn't on my calendar, and I tried calling the numbers that I have for Mr. Enriquez, but nobody answered. So I don't know if he's here. I think he was here at the last hearing, Judge.
Did he check in this week, Mr. Marufo?
no, Judge, he did not check in.
Okay, we're gonna reset 1 week for a probation status hearing to give you time to get in touch with him. But I will have down that he's a no-show this week. If he's previously appeared, he should know the processes to do so. So, all righty.
We will get him here, Judge. Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. Who's next?
Bottom of page 5, Judge.
Mhm.
In cause number 2018-0D01930, State of Texas versus Adrian Garcia. Announcement of council.
Eliana Lizalde for the state. State is ready.
Whitney Willis, adult probation.
And is Mr. Garcia here?
Yes, Judge, he just logged in.
Not who I thought it was. Let me see. Mr. Garcia, are you somewhere where you can participate in this hearing? You're muted.
Hi, yes, sorry, I was at work.
Okay,
I'm just gonna go right next door.
okay.
So,
So while
sorry.
you're doing that, no worries. While you're doing that, we're set for probation status hearing, Ms. Willis.
Yes, Your Honor, except that's not my client.
Oh. Is there another Adrian Garcia? Yes,
no,
there is.
oh,
There's like, hold on, Mr. Garcia, I'm gonna mute you, okay? Because I don't think you're the right Adrian Garcia.
okay.
Who is he here for, Mr. Marufo?
That's the only one I have scheduled for today, Judge. I'm bringing in the other Adrian Garcia. Mr. Garcia, what is your date of birth?
And, September 6th, 1988.
Okay, no, that's not it. That's not him.
How is he here? How does he have the Zoom link to log in?
That's what I was confused about. I got all this paperwork and nothing added up, but there's like a bunch of Adrian Garcias, so I was all confused. And
Sir,
My-
do you have a case number?
yes, ma'am.
What is it?
It is 20230C02079.
How did you receive notice of this Zoom link?
I called because I got something in the mail and it said it was for this, but it didn't really make a lot of sense to me. So I called the bail bond and the bail bonds gave me the phone number and then they told me that it was canceled, but it wasn't, but it was really confusing. So I didn't know what was going on. So
Who gave you this Zoom ID number?
the person that I called this morning, I don't remember their name, but I could give you the phone number.
Go ahead.
Let me just get it. Yeah. 915-546-2130.
Who spoke with Adrian Garcia this morning?
I didn't get that call, Judge.
Myrna, did you get this call?
I did not.
No, ma'am, I did not.
Okay. Mr. Garcia, with the hat on, this is
Yeah.
not the proper court. Someone advised you incorrectly. Okay, so the document that you have, I believe, should tell you that you are in county court at law number 7 with Judge Morales. And there is a discovery compliance hearing in that case on July 13th. Whoever informed you that this was your hearing was incorrect. This is the wrong court, okay? So I'm going to remove you.
Okay. So my court hearing is July 13th.
I am showing under that cause number, there is a setting for July 13th. I would urge you to call County Court at Law number 7. This is the 210th District Court.
Okay.
Whoever gave you our information is incorrect, and whoever advised you to log into the Zoom was incorrect. Okay,
Okay. I'm sorry about that.
no worries. I understand. Go ahead and get in touch with CC7, County Court 7.
C7.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, miss.
Mhm.
Sorry about that.
All right, I see the real Mr. Adrian Garcia now. All right, Miss Willis, that's him, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Probation status hearing, Miss Willis, you had requested it. I know we've been here a couple of times, but I don't know.
Yes, Your Honor. The last time we were here was for the admonishment where Mr. Garcia was instructed to switch out his interlock device for the mobile.
Mhm.
And he was having a little difficulties just because he had a delinquent balance with Lifesaver. And they were requiring for him to bring in paperwork signed by you specifically. But after speaking with them, he was able to make payment arrangements and they accepted a letter from myself to make the switch. So he did obtain the mobile device yesterday.
Great.
As of right now, he has 4 window times. The 5 in the morning to 8 in the morning, the 12 to 2 p.m., the 5 p.m. to 8 p.m., and the 10 p.m. to midnight.
Okay. Sounds good. I mean, Mr. Garcia, I think that's what we were waiting on. And so unless Ms. Willis, you have some request of the court.
Yes, Your Honor, that's all we were waiting for to take care of with Mr. Garcia in intensive probation. He's completed TAP since August of last year. So there's no reason to keep him in intensive probation any longer. So if you would be willing to sign the modifications to transfer him back to regular probation.
That's fine. Go ahead and send the mods. Mr. Garcia, stay compliant on that monitor. If anything else comes up, please work with probation on it. And if we need to come back, we'll talk about it. Okay.
Yes, Your Honor, no problem.
Thank you very much, Ms. Willis. Thank you for your time. Mr.
Thank
Garcia,
you.
I'm going to go ahead and let you go.
May I
Thank you, Your
be-
Honor.
Take care. Yes, Ms. Willis. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too. Who's next?
Middle of page 5, Judge. In cause number 2022-0D00563, State of Texas versus Juan Angel Ramirez. Announcement of council, please.
Laura King for the state of Texas. Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
Morning, Your Honor. Good morning, Your Honor. Omar Carmona and Denise Butterworth on behalf of Mr. Ramirez.
Okay. Let's see. Final judges conference. Is this one we had talked about a continuance on? way
Yes,
back
Judge.
when?
So, Judge, I have on the next trial date, Your Honor, I have a juvenile murder case that is going for sure, and only because of the age. I think it's prioritized, Your Honor, but I just wanted just to run it by you about the continuance.
So did we have one filed already?
I can file it right away. I think we were just waiting to conference it with you, Judge.
I do remember this. I thought it was more than just that. But in any event, if you all are asking for a continuance, if it's agreed, file it. Ms. King, what's your position on this? So this gentleman is not in custody, right?
No, Your Honor.
Yeah. Okay. Ms. King?
Your Honor, the state respectfully opposes, but we'll defer to the court.
Okay. What's going on? Is there some scheduling issues? Is this a first trial setting on him? Let me go back.
I don't think so, Judge.
It's not? No, we had one in March. Why did we push it back from March?
Oh, that was the spring break, Your Honor. The court was very nice to let me go with my family to California.
So, what's the rec, Ms. King?
Your Honor, we have conveyed a 40 years TBC. And I have not heard back, but that's been the recommendation.
Are we negotiating on this one or is it a trial?
Well, I think there's maybe room for negotiation. Obviously 40 is, if that's the number, then it's a trial. And honestly, I don't foresee us coming close anytime soon. I'm not saying that can't change, but if they're up at 40, it's a definite trial.
Well, it's opposed, Mr. Carmona, so go ahead and get your motion filed. Let me look at it. We have our final hearing plea deadline in a few weeks.
Okay.
I'll look at the calendar as well to see what's going on with us in terms of trial settings. I just think
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you very much.
It's just, if it is granted, I know that Mr. Carmona and I have both suggested that our calendars are clear for September. I'm not sure what your calendar looks like or Miss King's, but if it gets continued, I think if we could specially set it, we would be ready in September.
Yeah, that might be tricky. I'll have to look at the calendar. Honestly, special settings are kind of hard to come by even for 2023 now. But I'll look with that in mind. Please file your motion. We'll still leave the settings as is for now. Okay.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you very much. Yes,
Thank you, Judge.
And you too, Ms. King.
May I be excused?
You may. Thank you. Who's next?
Top of page 5, Judge. In cause number 2023-0D02104, State of Texas versus Daniel Montoya. Announcement of council, please.
And Leonel Elizalde for the state. State is ready.
Good morning, Your Honor. Jeep Darnell for Daniel Montoya.
Good morning. And I did see your client at some point. He's there. He had turned on his camera. We're here for an arraignment review hearing. Did we get our arraignment paperwork in?
No, Your Honor, I just got hired
Okay.
Saturday or Monday or something like that. So I don't even think I got the email from Myrna yet because it was so late.
Okay, Miss Elizalde, in terms of the review hearing, is this a true third?
Your Honor, it is a true third. There was an accident, but there was no damage, and the blood work came back at 0.208.
So, so your client is aware, so your client is aware the review hearing is just with respect to the bond. Let me see. It was a 5,000 split. Let me go back and see if I got a report. I believe I got a report back on your client that he does have the monitor, but let me double check.
He does, Your Honor.
Mhm.
Not that that matters what I say, but just so I feel like I did something here today.
Oh, 2104. So does Mr. Montoya have a valid driver's license?
Excuse me,
Bless
Your
you.
Honor. Thank you. My understanding is that he does.
I do, Your Honor.
So normally, Mr. Montoya, I don't allow you to drive on a DWI third period. So what are you driving? You're driving your personal vehicle, is that?
My personal vehicle, yes, ma'am. Interlock has been placed since February, I think 15, 16 of 22.
There was an accident, Miss Elizalde?
He rear-ended a car, but the report states that there was no damage to the car. From my understanding, the officer was right behind him, so the officer witnessed the actual accident.
All right, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna leave the bond order as is for now. I'm gonna have Miss Myrna, if you will attach reviews to every setting that Mr. Montoya has, so I can make sure I get a report from PR. Mr. Montoya, I don't normally let people drive when they are on DWI third, even pretrial, okay? So because you have a valid driver's license and insurance, normally most of the time people don't. I'm going to allow him, because of his good PR report that he's been compliant, going to allow him to remain under those conditions. But Mr. Darnell, I will be checking those every time we come back on his case. And if
Yes,
there are
ma'am, Your
any
Honor.
issues, then I will be changing the bond, okay?
He is in the process of trying to move to San Antonio. He is suffers from some mental health problems and has been unable to get the necessary treatment here in El Paso. So I don't know whether that's a condition of his current PR bond. I know he's had good contact and everything like that, and they know about it, but I just want to make sure the court knows about it so that there's not a problem later.
So I don't see that. I just see that he must maintain current contact information with CJC. So that's with the PR bond office. That will include, phone contact, address. Since I'm not changing it, part of my conditions are usually that they remain in El Paso County. Doesn't seem like that's going to be an issue. Just double check with PR. Looking at the bond order, I don't see that restriction.
Okay, perfect.
Okay. All righty. Thank you very much for your time. Please get the arraignment paperwork in.
Yes, ma'am. Myrna, can you send that to me, please?
Yes, sir, will do.
Thank you so much.
You all take care.
You
Thank you,
too,
Mr.
Judge.
Montoya.
Bye.
Who's next?
Top of page 6, Judge. In cause number 2021-0D02596, State of Texas versus Frederick Elvis Taylor. Announcement of council, please.
Eliana Elizalde for the state is ready.
Annual leveler for Frederick Taylor. Good morning.
Good morning. Probation status hearing. Is Mr. Taylor here?
No, Judge, and when he checked in on Monday, I told him about today's hearing.
Okay, let me get to his case. Miss Carla, talk to me about Mr. Taylor.
Your Honor, we were last here,
A month ago.
Mr. Taylor is, we were last here, Your Honor, because we were trying to follow up for him, to enroll in BIP. You wanted him to be enrolled and participating in BIP from the last hearing. Prior to that, Mr. Taylor did have a rearrest, which was in November 2022. However, that has been dismissed since it was a misdemeanor. He was placed into the domestic violence caseload, which he is already in that caseload. He does report. Last hearing as well, Your Honor, you had inquired, because on the probation's case summary, it was noted that Mr. Taylor had been shot on the foot.
All right, right.
Wanted further information. As per the recent report received from the probation officer, there is still pending an investigation as per the police department's incident report. There's lack of evidence, so there's no other details to provide at this time, Your Honor. Again, he is enrolled in BIP. He has his intake appointment on May 17, 2023. And he's tested negative, and he has an upcoming TAP assessment for June 7th of this year.
Okay, so I'm sorry, maybe I didn't hear correctly. What is his status with BIP?
He enrolled, Your Honor, and he has his intake appointment on May 17th.
So why isn't he here, Mr. Avelar?
I don't know, Judge. I asked my staff the same thing right now.
Did they get a response?
I don't know. Let me check.
So, although he's checked in, he needs to be here for his probation status hearing. So we'll keep the Zoom on for probably till noon. You need to have him log in, okay?
I have an 11 a.m. with you.
I'm sorry?
I have an 11 a.m. with you right now.
Oh, okay.
Um,
So we'll leave it on, and if he can log in, if your staff can get in touch with him and have him log in. Okay,
yes, ma'am.
all right. As long as his appointments are set up,
Yeah.
and we get him here, I don't really have any other issue. I think the key thing was to have him set with BIP. I really don't want to set a probation status hearing, but maybe we should after he has his last appointment. He has June 7th, and what else?
June 7th is the TAP appointment, Your Honor. And that
Okay,
is something that the recommendation as per the summary is if we can have a 60-day review hearing just to check.
that's perfect. That's perfect. 60-day review. We'll reset the probation status, but we need him to log in. Okay. Anything else?
Judge, I just talked to his mom and she's going to call him to
log in? Okay, perfect. So you may let him know, Mr. Avelar, I'll try and do that today if we can, if I have time as well, is that, you know, when we have these reviews, I expect him to be here. Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. All righty. Anything else?
No, from us.
Not from us, Your Honor.
But
All right.
he enrolled in BIP, right?
That's what they're telling me.
Yes, but his appointment, his intake appointment is not until the 17th. So we need to make sure he attends that.
Are there any other good Zoom cases?